This video is to show you a little bit about Windows, which is the operating system that we will be using. We'll learn more about operating systems later. You just need to know that this is the operating system. It's called Windows 7. That's the version of it. There's lots of different versions. We are using Windows 7 this semester. So just a few things that you'll need to know for your assignment, your first Windows assignment. And I'll talk about the different options that we have and some different features in Windows 7. Now, Windows, the reason it's called Windows is because you can open up anything that you open up, whether it's a program like Microsoft Word or just your files. It opens up in this box right here, which is called a window. And you can have several of them open. And so the creator thought it looked like Windows, they were like Windows, and so he named it Windows. So in a window, some basic parts. First of all, the title bar up at the top. This shows the title of the document or the folder, whatever's in it. So the title bar up there. I can click and drag the title bar and move it anywhere I want. And Windows 7 has some neat features. If I scroll all the way over to the right side of the screen and let go, it resizes at half screen. If I drag over to the left side, it resizes at half screen. I can drag up to the top and let go, and it makes it full screen. Click and drag it anywhere I would like, and it does some different things. Now, of course, we have our minimize, maximize, and close buttons. If I click the minimize button, this little dash, it minimizes it down to the taskbar. So this is where all of our tasks are located. If I click it again, it opens it back up. I can click the maximize button, and it does the same thing as dragging it up to the top and releasing it. I can click the same button to restore down. And of course I can close it with the big red button on the top right. And that closes it, takes it off the taskbar. A couple things about this right here. When you first open up your, when you turn on your computer, it comes up to the desktop. Okay, this is the desktop here. Yours is going to look different than mine, and that's okay. The start button is where we'll get a lot of information. You don't have as many options here as I do, but if you click the start button and documents, it brings up a window of your file navigation and your files. So now if you have multiple windows open, you can have multiple windows and you can switch between them on the taskbar. Even Alt Tab on your keyboard allows you to switch between windows, which is nice. Hold down Alt and hit Tab and let go. It switches between the last two that you have open or have used. Now if I have multiple windows open, I can click, there's a button down here on the bottom right hand corner of the taskbar, which is really nice. It's called Show Desktop, and it goes straight to your desktop. It minimizes every window that you have up. So that's nice if you need to go to the desktop. Every once in a while I will ask you to go to the desktop, and that's the easiest way. Click that Show Desktop button. Of course, we have our date and time down here as well, and a few other options which you might not have down there. Okay, I have my documents window open, and let me just show you a few very useful things in here. Of course, we have our new folder. To create a folder here to put items in. Now we create folders. It's a subdirectory on our hard drive. Creates a subdirectory so that we can keep files separate and organized. So we've created, hopefully you have already, a computer tech folder, and so you can put all your computer tech files in there. Now these little pictures of folders, those are called icons. In fact, any picture on the desktop of a program or anything is called an icon. Few options here. So we have our navigation bar over here, our file navigation, and usually you'll be in documents. You won't need to go much further than that. Sometimes you can go to desktop and see all the folders and icons on the desktop, but usually we're in documents. But this is your navigation over here. So we have a few things here. Let's see, a search bar. This is very useful. You can click right there and search for anything. If you can't find a file but you remember the name, you type the name in and it will find it really quickly. We have our refresh in case some things get out of order or messed up. You can click that and it refreshes the folder. Now we have some options here to sort by default, meaning is when it first comes up, it's sorted alphabetically by file name, and that we can change that. We can go Z to A or A to Z by just clicking the name. Okay, we can sort by the date modified. That's really useful if we just created a file and we don't know where it went. click Date Modified, and it gives us the latest one that we created first. And then you can see, usually find what you're looking for that you just saved. It's also got some other information. File size is useful. Okay. Now, speaking of this view, there is a View button right here. We can change the view. So usually it's in Details, and I like Details. That's what I would prefer that you use. But if, for example, if you are in the Pictures, and you get the sample pictures, there's some default folders in your documents, and so you should have these sample pictures. Now it's useful to use this view, the large icons view, or extra large, so that you can see all the pictures before opening them up, and that's useful for pictures. But typically my favorite view is the Details view, then we can see more about it. Of course, if it's pictures, I do like the thumbnails view or the icons view. There's also this preview pane right here. If you click this, when you click on, so if you are in Details view, oops, oh, come on, Details view, and you click on one of these, it shows a little preview of the picture. Even if you're in Documents and you have even like a PowerPoint or document with text on it, or a spreadsheet, it shows a quick preview, and that's really useful if you're looking for something. So you can toggle that on and off, the preview pane. Okay, what else do we have here? The menu, of course, gives us lots of options. How to open a file, what to open it with, if there's different options. If I have a picture, it's going to give me a bunch of options to open it with. That also, we can right-click and get those options. We can resize it by clicking and dragging the corners, and also making it full screen like I showed before, or minimizing it. So knowing those few things, I think that will be good for our assignment. You will know all the things that you need for the assignment, and you know some basic things about Windows.